That Wonderful of a Life. Do you get it?
No.
I like the movie! I know you've seen that movie!
No, I haven't.
Oh my god. Are we ready for White Elephant? Are we doing White Elephant?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. Let's go.
Let's go.
I thought we were playing White Elephant. Why do we need cards?
Yeah, of course we need the cards. How are we gonna like... You guys don't play White Elephant with cards?
Not typically, no. I really don't see the point in them.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys have never played real White Elephant? Are you serious? Oh, this is great. Okay, I'm gonna have to explain it to you guys. Okay.
Is it complicated? Because I'm kind of on a time crunch.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Here's the thing. Okay? I'm only going to explain it to you guys once, so pay attention. First, we decide turn order based on who's nicest and who's naughtiest.
And how do we determine that?
I have my methods. I've played this for years, and good old dice have never let me down. Now, okay, each of you guys will draw cards from the 4 cards piles in the middle until you get 6. There's a bunch of cards, a lot of special cards especially. There's the typical, like, colors cards, number cards, there's the swap hands cards, there's the swap seats cards, swap presents cards. That's for the later game, right? Okay, wait, if you draw a Santa card, do not play it, please, okay? Those cards are for a completely different game, and I do not have time to explain it, all right? Now, okay, so each round, basically, I'm gonna put a present on the table, and you'll be able to play 1 card per turn to make a final offer toward the present. Each card has different playing conditions, okay? So like, 2s can only be played on even turns. 7s can only be played if someone said a word with 5 syllables in the last 5 seconds. If you play 1 card, you're scoring partridge in a pear tree. 2, you're scoring turtle doves. 3, do you guys know the song? You guys know the song, right? It is imperative that you guys know the song. It goes, on the 12 days of Christmas. Yes, yeah. Okay, we're good. Now, okay. Now, here's the thing. If you cannot play a card on your turn, you can start caroling, right? It's a method where basically you sing a carol, one that hasn't been sung yet. If someone sings a carol, you can't sing the same carol as the other person, right? But what you can do, right, is somebody can join in on the carol if they know the carol, if they know the words of the carol, and that creates a carol combat competition. Basically, if someone sings the carol better than you, like if they're on tune, then you will, it's called fumbling the carol. You will fumble the carol, right? Pro tip, do not fumble the carol, okay? Do not fumble the carol. I've seen it happen way too many times. After the caroling, the most successful caroler basically can play a card without any restriction, but be careful, right? Because if you play an incorrect card, you will be put on the naughty list, all right? And if you're on the naughty list, you cannot win the round. The only way to get off the naughty list is, okay, so like you can either hold a vote, which like if a plurality of players find you nice on preponderance of the evidence, you will be free, right? But you can also collect the secret Santa stones. So the secret Santa stones, right? They're these stones that they represent belief in Santa. And obviously, you know, that makes sense because, you know, he needs belief to power his sleigh, right? If players are stopping you from leaving the naughty list, you can call a naughty nonce on them, where basically you call their parents and they have to give you the number to their parents. You call up their parents and you tell them how bad they are, that they're being a naughty nonce. And this is representative of the 10 Commandments, thou shalt obey thy mother and thy father. Because don't forget, right? And here's the thing. I need you guys to repeat after me, okay? Christmas is biblical. Christmas is biblical. Thank you. Okay, moving on. So you can call naughty nonce, but do not confuse this with the naughty knots, right? There are these little elves who will like come from under the table and they shuffle the board around unless we hold hands and together in unison say, naughty knots, naughty not today, right? But be careful, right? Because they have to be on the board first. If they're not on the board first, we're all gonna have to milk the reindeer. Moving on. Okay, so at random times, I may ask you to go fish, right? But be careful because I might be Frosty. And here's the thing about Frosty. You gotta keep this in mind. Frosty always lies. You know, at the end of the movie, when he's melting away and the kids are like, what the fuck, you melt away? Right? And they're like, he didn't explain it the entire movie. It's because he lies. It's because he lies. He knew it the whole time, but he's a fucking liar. And that has to do with this game, right? So here's how you're gonna tell whether I'm Frosty or whether I'm Santa. Oh, by the way, okay, I'm also Santa, right? I'm playing the role of Santa, kind of like the game master.
That's what the Santa cards are for.
No. That's for a different game. You're not paying attention, okay? I'm not gonna explain the Santa cards. Just don't play the fucking Santa cards. All right. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Please make sure you're paying attention to which bracelet I'm wearing because it represents whether I'm being Frosty or whether I'm being Santa. And I will switch them under the table so that there's no unfair advantage. One bracelet, this bracelet here is supposed to be Frosty, right? You can see because of the snowy skin. This bracelet here is Santa, right? Representative of Santa's snowy beard. You can see there's kind of a gray hue to it, right? At certain times, I will get up and I'll start walking around the table and I will call for everyone to close their eyes, okay? At that point, I'm going to assign everybody roles. If I tap on your shoulder twice, you're Krampus. If I tap on your shoulder once, you're Olaf. If I whisper in your ear, you're the medic, right? Every time after I tell you to close your eyes, Krampus can target one player and the medic can save one player. But be careful because the player that you save, if you are the medic, could be Krampus. There actually isn't a punishment if Krampus gets to you, but typically that's because it's a whole like heaven section because you die and then you go to heaven, but that requires the Jesus cards and I lost one of them and that's just sort of an unbalanced thing. And honestly, the heaven situation, that whole thing was kind of like complicated anyway. So this is more like kind of like a homebrew version of the game. But basically, if we get to heaven, right, just like ask me, I will direct us toward towards another path. But basically, in order to find Krampus, you need to take everyone to court. You gotta use a judge card. Just be careful because the card looks exactly like the Santa, but without the hat. The hat's really the indicator. Because remember, Santa always wears a hat.
I thought Santa always wore the white bracelet.
Santa's bracelet has a gray hue. Okay, if you need to look at it, look at the Santa cards, but do not play them. They're for a different game. If you ever play one of the 9 swap seats cards in the deck, yeah, basically what happens is you also swap roles. And oh my God, I forgot to mention. Okay, so the seating is very important, right? If you're on the north side, you need to play in orientation with Santa North, right? But if you're on the south side, then you need to play in orientation with Polar Bear South, right? But if we're not going to do that, then I'm gonna have to do a fucking magnetism polarity Santa switch where, oh my God. Have you guys seen like the Santa Claus? Really? Tim Allen? Christmas Classic? Whatever. Okay. A new player will become Santa if that happens, and you know, you have to agree to the Santa Sanctity Statute. The whole process, it's incredibly confusing, and I don't want to have to go over it. So please, just play the card to the right polarity, and remember that it is based on the rising and setting of the sun. Got it. Okay, good. Okay, what else is there? Oh yeah, okay, so now, basically, theoretically, one person could obtain all the presents, right? However, if any one of you have a higher belief stone to niceness index than the person that's in the lead, then you have the ability to call a mulligan, right? We get to take all the presents off the table, we'll shuffle them around, and then we start a new round, except one present will be in the graveyard, and it can no longer be obtained. The only way to bring back that present is through a reanimate effect. Questions? I mean, or we could play it your guys' way if it's easier.
No, actually, that was pretty concise.
Yeah, you did a great job.
I'll say too.
Well, in that case, let's play! Come on!